Have you ever stopped to think about what really separates successful people from the majority who always seem to be chasing time? The difference isn't in luck, talent, or circumstances, it's in mindset. While many live on autopilot, accepting distractions, excessive comfort, and self-sabotage as part of life, the 1% who thrive choose a different path, taking full control of their actions and outcomes. And here's a powerful truth: you can make that choice too. But hold on, this doesn't mean you need to be perfect or have all the answers right now. What truly matters is being willing to shift your mindset and adopt intentional habits. Imagine someone who decides to wake up early every day, control their emotions, eliminate distractions, and surround themselves with positive people. These small choices, when consistent, create a life of high performance, quality, and fulfillment. And you know the best part? You can start today. In this video, we'll explore the principles that separate the 1% from the 99%. You'll learn how to master your mind, reprogram your habits, and make rational decisions that lead to your goals. We'll talk about self-control, willpower, emotional regulation, routines, sleep, relationships, and much more, all with practical examples and clear guidance so you can apply these ideas to your daily life. So, are you ready to take the first step toward a better version of yourself? Remember, success isn't reserved for a select few. It's available to anyone willing to pay the price. The future you desire starts now. Are you prepared to transform your life and become better than 99% of people? If you want to achieve true success, you need to understand one thing. Your biggest enemy isn't out there, it's within your own mind. Many people blame the government, their boss, or even their family for their failures, but the truth is that self-sabotage is the main obstacle to progress. When we let our impulses take over, we end up succumbing to procrastination, excessive comfort, and the distractions of the modern world. And you know what's most frustrating? Knowing exactly what needs to be done but still choosing the easier path. Here's an important reflection. Have you noticed how often we know exactly what we need to do but still choose the easier route? This happens because our minds tend to prioritize immediate pleasure over long-term rewards. The good news is that self-control can be trained just like a muscle. Stoicism, for example, teaches us that assuming personal responsibility is the first step to mastering our choices. Epictetus said, "It's not external events that affect us, but how we interpret them." A great example of this is Epictetus himself, a philosopher who, despite being born into slavery, managed to free his mind and build a life of meaning. He taught that it's not external events that affect us, but how we interpret them. So instead of blaming external circumstances, take emotional control of your responses. This mindset is essential for anyone who wants to thrive. For instance, if you lose a job, you can see it as an ending or as an opportunity to reinvent your career. Another crucial point is that autopilot mode can be our worst enemy. Many people live in default mode, repeating behaviors without questioning whether they contribute to their goals. To change this, start small. Identify a negative habit that's holding you back and replace it with something positive. For example, if you spend hours on social media, try using that time to write in an emotional journal or exercise. These small adjustments can make a big difference in the long run. Additionally, behavioral science shows us that neuroplasticity allows our brains to adapt and change over time. This means that by repeating positive behaviors daily, you can reprogram your mind to adopt new patterns. For example, waking up early every day to meditate or read creates a routine that strengthens your discipline and improves your quality of life. This practice of mental reprogramming is fundamental for anyone looking to transform their life. But hold on, this doesn't mean it will be easy. Resistance to discomfort is part of the process. Remember, moments of the greatest personal growth often come with challenges. By facing these obstacles with resilience, you'll be shaping your mindset to achieve greater accomplishments. As Marcus Aurelius said, life is made of choices and every choice has a price. Successful people understand this and pay the necessary price to achieve their goals. Here's a practical tip. Use visual triggers to remind yourself to stay focused. For example, put an inspiring phrase on your bedroom wall or set reminders on your phone to practice activities that strengthen your self-control. These small adjustments can make a big difference in the long run. Remember, success doesn't come from grand gestures but from small, consistent actions. So, how about starting today to take full responsibility for your life? Identify an area where you've been self-sabotaging and commit to changing it. Remember, you have the power to control your rational decisions and build a life of high performance. Are you ready to take this step toward controlling your destiny? Many people believe that sheer willpower is enough to change habits and achieve goals, but the truth is that's just a myth. Sure, willpower is important, but it's like a muscle that tires quickly. If you rely solely on it, you'll likely give in to distractions and comfort before seeing results. The real secret lies in controlling the environment around you. After all, it's easier to avoid temptation than to resist it. Imagine you want to stop eating junk food at work. If your desk is filled with snacks or your kitchen cabinet is a constant temptation, it will be much harder to resist. On the other hand, if you eliminate these distractions, throwing away ultra-processed foods and replacing them with healthy options, you're creating an environment that supports your goals. As Marcus Aurelius said, life is made of choices, and choosing the right environment is one of them. Here's an interesting reflection. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control. Epictetus said, "It's not external events that affect us, but how we interpret them." In the case of your environment, you have total personal responsibility to adjust it in a way that helps you thrive. For example, if you want to read more, place books in visible spots and reduce access to distractions like social media or phone notifications. These small adjustments can make a big difference. Another crucial point is that the environment influences even our rational decisions. Studies in behavioral science show that we're constantly impacted by visual triggers and automatic patterns. That's why it's essential to create a space that facilitates good habits. If you want to exercise regularly, leave your workout clothes out in the open or prepare your gym bag the night before. These small adjustments can make a big difference. Additionally, the environment also affects your social circle. Think about it. If you're surrounded by people who value procrastination and excessive comfort, it will be harder to adopt a high-performance mindset. On the other hand, surrounding yourself with disciplined and ambitious individuals naturally helps you absorb positive habits. Choosing who influences you is a powerful form of mental reprogramming. The right environment can be a silent ally on the path to success. But hold on, this doesn't mean you need to completely change your life overnight. Start small. Organize your physical space to reflect your goals. For example, if you want to improve your sleep quality, create a calm environment in your bedroom, free of electronics and bright lights. This simple change can improve your focus, reasoning, and emotional regulation over time. Remember, your environment reflects the person you're becoming. Here's a practical tip. Use the technique of environmental triggers. For example, if you want to start writing daily, keep a notebook and pen always within reach on your desk. When these items are visible, your brain will associate the environment with the desired action. This is much more effective than relying solely on willpower to start the task. These small adjustments can make a big difference in the long run. So, how about starting today to adjust your environment to support your goals? Identify an area of your life where distractions are sabotaging you and make practical changes to eliminate them. Remember, your environment is a powerful ally in building intentional habits. Are you ready to take this step toward controlling your destiny? Routine is one of the most powerful tools for shaping who you are and who you want to become. Many people underestimate the impact of small daily actions, but behavioral science shows us that consistently repeating positive behaviors can reprogram your brain over time. This phenomenon is called neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to create new neural connections based on intentional habits. And you know what's most amazing? You don't need to be a genius to take advantage of this. Imagine you've decided to start practicing meditation every day. At first, it might feel difficult to maintain focus or find time for it, but over time, this practice becomes part of your routine. Neuroplasticity comes into play here. The more you repeat this behavior, the more natural it becomes. The same principle applies to any habit you want to adopt, whether it's exercising, reading, or even writing in an emotional journal. Small, consistent actions have a huge impact in the long run. Here's an interesting reflection. Stoicism teaches us that small daily actions have a tremendous impact over time. Marcus Aurelius used to say, "A well-lived life is made of small gestures." So instead of waiting for sudden, dramatic changes, focus on improving 1% each day. These small adjustments may seem insignificant at first, but over time, they accumulate and completely transform your mindset and quality of life. It's like compound interest for the brain. Another crucial point is that routine helps reduce mental exhaustion caused by autopilot living. When you establish clear habits, your brain doesn't need to waste energy deciding what to do at every moment. For example, if you have a well-defined morning routine, like waking up early, having coffee, and reading for 20 minutes, these actions become automatic, freeing up mental space for more important decisions throughout the day. This is especially helpful during high-pressure or stressful moments. Additionally, routine also strengthens your emotional resilience. By facing daily challenges consistently, you train your mind to handle bigger adversities. For example, someone who follows a regular exercise routine learns to overcome initial discomfort, developing a stronger mindset and the ability to push past limits. This skill is essential for anyone who wants to thrive in any area of life. Routine is the foundation of success. But hold on, this doesn't mean you need to have a perfect routine from the start. Begin small. Choose a single activity to incorporate into your routine and adjust as you gain confidence. For example, if you want to improve your physical health, start by walking 10 minutes a day and gradually increase the intensity. These small steps are fundamental to avoiding self-sabotage and ensuring consistent progress. Remember, the goal is to create sustainable habits, not perfect ones. Here's a practical tip. Use visual reminders to keep your routine on track. For example, put a sticky note on your bedroom door with the phrase, "Meditation at 7 a.m., or set alarms on your phone to remind you to practice your new habits. These triggers help reinforce neuroplasticity and keep you committed to your goals. Remember, routine is the foundation of success. So, how about starting today to build a routine that leads you to your goals? Identify an area of your life where you want to improve and define a simple habit to practice daily. Remember, small, consistent actions shape the brain and create lasting changes. Are you ready to take this step toward controlling your destiny? Mastering your emotions is one of the most important skills for making rational decisions and avoiding regrets. Often we act on impulse, letting anger, fear, or frustration guide our choices. However, emotional control allows us to create space between stimulus and response, ensuring our actions align with our long-term goals. And you know what's most interesting? This skill can be trained just like any muscle. A great example of this is the emotional journal, a practice inspired by Stoicism that can transform your mindset. By writing about your feelings and daily reflections, you gain clarity on what truly matters and learn to identify patterns of self-sabotaging behavior. Epictetus said, "It's not events that disturb us, but our interpretation of them." An emotional journal helps you reinterpret these events in a more rational and constructive way. It's like having a conversation with yourself to better understand your reactions. Here's an important reflection. Many people think happiness and success depend on external factors, like money or relationships. However, studies show that the true differentiator lies in how we handle our internal emotions. For example, someone facing financial difficulties can choose to see it as an opportunity to grow or as a personal tragedy. Emotional control defines that choice. It gives you the power to decide how to respond to the world around you. Another crucial point is that emotional control doesn't mean suppressing feelings. That only leads to emotional exhaustion. Instead, it's about recognizing your emotions without letting them dominate you. For example, if you're frustrated at work, you can use techniques like deep breathing or strategic breaks to regain balance before making important decisions. This practice improves your quality of life and strengthens your interpersonal relationships. After all, no one likes dealing with emotional outbursts. Additionally, emotional control is directly linked to your social circle. Negative or complacent people can trigger emotional reactions that sabotage your goals. On the other hand, surrounding yourself with resilient and positive individuals creates an environment that facilitates self-control. Choosing who influences you is a powerful way to reinforce your ability to regulate emotions. Your social environment can be either an ally or an obstacle on this journey. But hold on, this doesn't mean you need to be perfect at controlling your emotions from the start. Begin small. Practice identifying your emotions throughout the day. For example, when you feel anger or anxiety, ask yourself, what's causing this? How can I respond more productively? This simple practice helps strengthen your emotional resilience and improves your decision-making over time. Remember, progress is more important than perfection. Here's a practical tip. Use visual triggers to remind yourself to practice emotional control. For example, put a sticker on your bathroom mirror with the phrase, "Breathe before reacting," or set reminders on your phone to take strategic breaks during the day. These small adjustments can make a big difference in your ability to maintain emotional balance. They help you create sustainable habits that strengthen your mind. So, how about starting today to develop greater emotional control? Identify a situation where your emotions tend to sabotage you and commit to applying techniques to manage them. Remember, mastering your emotions is the first step to making rational decisions and achieving meaningful accomplishments. Are you ready to take this step toward controlling your destiny? You've probably heard the phrase, "You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with." This idea isn't just a popular saying, it's backed by behavioral science. Our social circle profoundly influences our habits, mindset, and even our rational decisions. If you want to grow and thrive, it's essential to surround yourself with people who inspire and challenge you to be better. After all, the people around you shape your ambitions and limits. Imagine you're trying to adopt healthy habits, like exercising or eating balanced meals. If your social circle values excessive comfort and procrastination, it will be much harder to stick to your goals. On the other hand, if you're surrounded by disciplined and ambitious individuals, you'll naturally absorb those behaviors. Stoicism teaches us to carefully choose who influences us because it shapes our character and achievements. Epictetus said, "We can't control others, but we can choose who we allow into our lives." Here's an important reflection. Many people underestimate the negative impact of toxic or complacent relationships. Spending time with people who constantly complain or don't pursue personal growth can drag you down. For example, someone who spends time with friends who prioritize excessive leisure over clear goals may end up adopting the same mindset. Choosing the right social environment is a powerful form of mental reprogramming. You're influenced by those around you whether you like it or not. Another crucial point is that your social circle also affects your emotional resilience. Positive and resilient people can help you face challenges with more calmness and clarity. For example, if you're going through financial or professional difficulties, a disciplined friend can offer practical advice and encouragement. This kind of support is invaluable for anyone seeking high performance and quality of life. Your social circle can be a springboard or a weight on your back. Additionally, your social circle directly influences your motivation. When you're surrounded by people who are constantly striving to improve, it's easier to stay focused on your own goals. For example, someone who participates in study groups or sports practices with committed friends tends to be more consistent and productive. Choosing the right social environment is a powerful way to reinforce your ability to regulate emotions and practice self-mastery. The right people push you forward while the wrong ones pull you back. But hold on, this doesn't mean you need to abandon all your friends immediately. Start small. Evaluate who adds positively to your life and who diverts you from your goals. For example, reduce the time spent with people who promote distractions or self-sabotaging behaviors, and seek connections with individuals who value personal development. This gradual change can make a big difference in the long run. Remember, you don't need to cut ties, but you can adjust your priorities. Here's a practical tip. Participate in communities or events that reflect your interests and goals. For example, if you want to improve your physical health, join a running group or a gym with people who share your goals. These environments create visual and social triggers that reinforce your positive habits. Additionally, consider talking to close friends about your goals. They may support you and even feel inspired to change alongside you. So, how about starting today to evaluate and adjust your social circle? Identify an area where your current connections may be sabotaging you and take steps to surround yourself with people who inspire you. Remember, the right relationships are fundamental to lasting happiness and success. Are you ready to take this step toward controlling your destiny? Sleeping well isn't just about comfort. It's essential for high cognitive and emotional performance. Many people neglect the importance of sleep, prioritizing work or entertainment over proper rest. However, studies show that a good night's sleep is fundamental for maintaining focus, logical reasoning, and emotional regulation throughout the day. Without it, your mind slows down, your decisions are compromised, and your quality of life plummets. Imagine trying to solve complex problems or make rational decisions after a poor night's sleep. Your brain slows down, your patience decreases, and you become more susceptible to mistakes and negative impulses. Stoicism teaches us that taking care of the body is as important as taking care of the mind. Marcus Aurelius said, "A healthy mind needs a healthy body." Sleep is the foundation of this equation, ensuring you're prepared to face daily challenges. Ignoring this basic need is like trying to build a house without a foundation. Here's an important reflection. Many people associate success with the idea of working non-stop, sacrificing sleep hours to achieve goals. However, this mindset can be counterproductive. For example, neuroplasticity depends on adequate rest to consolidate learning and create new neural connections. Without enough sleep, your efforts to learn new habits or skills may be compromised. Sleeping well isn't wasting time, it's investing in your ability to grow and thrive. Another crucial point is that sleep directly affects your quality of life and longevity. Studies show that people who sleep less than 6 hours a night have a higher risk of developing chronic diseases like diabetes and hypertension. Additionally, lack of rest can harm your interpersonal relationships by reducing your ability to empathize and regulate emotions. On the other hand, sleeping well improves your resilience and helps you handle adversity better. It's like recharging your battery to face the next day with renewed energy. Additionally, rest is essential to avoid physical and mental exhaustion. Even the most disciplined habits need strategic breaks to be sustainable in the long term. For example, someone who trains intensely needs recovery days to allow the body to rebuild. Similarly, Your mind needs moments of relaxation to maintain creativity and motivation. The balance between effort and rest is the secret to continuous and healthy growth. But hold on, this doesn't mean you need to adopt a perfect sleep routine right away. Start small. Create an environment conducive to rest, like a dark, quiet bedroom free of electronics. Avoid distractions like social media or TV shows before bed, replacing them with relaxing activities like light reading or meditation. These simple adjustments can significantly improve the quality of your sleep. Remember, small, consistent changes bring big results. Here's a practical tip. Use visual triggers to reinforce good sleep habits. For example, set an alarm to remind you to start your nighttime routine an hour before bed. Gradually reducing exposure to blue light from electronic devices also helps signal to your brain that it's time to rest. These small adjustments can make a big difference in your ability to maintain emotional and physical balance. They're investments in your health and productivity. So, how about starting today to prioritize your sleep and rest? Evaluate your current routine and identify practical changes that can improve your quality of life. Remember, sleeping well isn't wasting time, it's gaining energy, focus, and clarity to build the life you want. Are you ready to take this step toward controlling your destiny? Many people believe that money is the key to happiness, but the truth is that it only buys temporary comfort and security. Consistent studies show that genuine relationships are the main factor for lasting happiness and longevity. While money can solve material problems, it's human connections that bring meaning and purpose to life. After all, what truly matters isn't what you possess, but who is by your side. Imagine someone who constantly works overtime to accumulate wealth, neglecting their family and friends. In the short term, this person may achieve financial success, but in the long run, they may feel isolated and unhappy. Stoicism teaches us that valuing authentic connections is essential for a fulfilling life. Epictetus said, "True wealth isn't in what we possess, but in who we are." This perspective is crucial for balancing our priorities and finding real satisfaction. Here's an important reflection. Often we confuse material status with personal achievement. For example, buying a luxury car or living in a big house may seem like symbols of success, but these accomplishments lose their luster without people to share them with. Studies show that people with strong relationships tend to be more resilient, healthier, and more satisfied with life. Money can open doors, but it's relationships that give meaning to the journey. They are life's true treasure. Another crucial point is that genuine relationships also strengthen our emotional resilience. During difficult times like financial or professional crises, friends and family offer support and encouragement. For example, someone facing work challenges may find renewed motivation by talking to a trusted mentor or friend. These bonds are fundamental for overcoming adversity and staying focused on goals. They remind you that you're not alone on the journey. Additionally, healthy relationships influence our mindset and habits. Positive and disciplined people can inspire you to adopt constructive behaviors, like exercising, reading, or meditating. On the other hand, toxic relationships can drag you down, promoting distractions and self-sabotage. Choosing who is by your side is essential for thriving in all areas of life. Your social circle reflects the person you're becoming. But hold on, this doesn't mean you need to abandon your financial ambitions. Balance is key. Start small. Evaluate how you've been investing your time and energy. For example, if you spend more hours working than nurturing relationships, consider adjusting your routine to prioritize genuine connections. A simple dinner with friends or a sincere conversation with a loved one can make a big difference. Remember, financial success is important, but without meaningful relationships, it can feel empty. Here's a practical tip. Use visual triggers to remind yourself to invest in relationships. For example, place a photo of someone special on your desk or set reminders on your phone to call a friend or family member regularly. These small gestures help strengthen bonds and create an invaluable emotional support network. Additionally, consider organizing regular meetups with people who inspire and motivate you. These moments can be transformative. So, how about starting today to reassess your priorities between money and relationships? Identify an area where you can invest more time and energy in genuine connections. Remember, financial success is important, but without meaningful relationships, it can feel empty. Are you ready to take this step toward controlling your destiny? The 1% who thrive in life have something in common. They take full personal responsibility for their actions and outcomes. While most people, the 99%, settle for blaming external circumstances or living on autopilot, the successful master their minds, build intentional habits, and face challenges with resilience. The difference between these groups isn't luck, it's mindset. And here's a powerful truth. You can be part of that group. Imagine two people facing the same problem. One complains, blaming the government, the boss, or the family, while the other seeks solutions and learns from the experience. This second person aligns with the principles of Stoicism, which teaches us to focus on what we can control. Marcus Aurelius said, "Life is made of choices and every choice has a price." The 1% understand this and pay the necessary price to achieve their goals. They know that success isn't an accident but the result of intentional daily decisions. Here's an important reflection. Many people accept their default mental programming, living on autopilot and repeating behaviors that don't contribute to their growth. For example, spending hours on social media or giving in to procrastination are signs of a reactive mindset. The 1%, on the other hand, adopt a proactive approach, shaping their routines and environments to support their goals. They know that small, consistent actions lead to great achievements. They choose to be protagonists of their own story, not spectators. Another crucial point is that the 1% understand the power of neuroplasticity and mental reprogramming. They know that repeating positive behaviors daily creates new patterns in the brain, replacing self-sabotaging habits with constructive practices. For example, someone who wants to improve their physical health starts with short but consistent exercises until it becomes part of their identity. This commitment to continuous improvement defines their mindset. They don't expect perfection but consistent progress. Additionally, the 1% value emotional control and self-awareness. They use tools like the emotional journal to reflect on their actions and adjust their trajectory. Epictetus said, "It's not events that disturb us, but our interpretation of them." Successful people apply this idea, choosing how to respond to life's challenges in a rational and productive way. This skill is fundamental for avoiding regrets and making decisions aligned with their goals. They don't react impulsively, they respond with intention. But hold on, this doesn't mean you need to be perfect to join the 1%. Start small. Identify a habit or limiting belief that's holding you back. For example, if you tend to procrastinate, try using techniques like the Pomodoro method or the visual triggers technique to create consistency. These gradual adjustments can transform your mindset over time. Remember, progress is more important than perfection. The path to the 1% begins with small steps. Here's a practical tip. Use inspiring examples to guide your journey. Read biographies of successful people like Steve Jobs, Oprah Winfrey, or high-performance athletes, and observe how they overcame adversity with discipline and focus. These mental models can help you adopt a similar mindset. Additionally, consider finding a mentor or joining communities that share your values and goals. They can inspire you and keep you on the right path. So, how about starting today to adopt the mindset of the 1%? Evaluate how you've been responding to life's challenges and commit to making intentional changes. Remember, success isn't reserved for a few. It's available to anyone willing to pay the price. Are you ready to take this step toward controlling your destiny? We've reached the end of this video, but the most important part is yet to come. What will you do with everything you've learned here? Will you let these ideas fade away like so many others that have crossed your mind? Or will you decide to put them into practice, taking the first step toward a life guided by discipline, purpose, and self-mastery? Remember, the future you desire starts today with small choices that can completely transform your path. Remember the importance of embracing discomfort and resisting the distractions of the modern world? How about starting right now to embrace these challenges? Think about it. What area of your life needs more discipline? Is it waking up early to exercise, dedicating time to a new hobby, or finally completing that personal project that's been on hold? Small daily actions, when consistent, have the power to generate extraordinary changes over time. And you know what's most incredible? You don't have to do this alone. There are many people on the same path, and I'm here to help you on this journey. So, how about taking the next step? Subscribe to the channel The Stoic Mindset and turn on notifications to receive exclusive content with practical tools to apply discipline to your daily life and transform your life. Together, we can explore ways to strengthen our minds, overcome limits, and achieve accomplishments that once seemed impossible. Additionally, I want to hear your thoughts. Leave a comment below sharing which part of the video impacted you the most or how you plan to apply these ideas to your life. Your contribution can inspire others to take their first step toward controlling their own destiny. And if this content made a difference for you, don't forget to like the video. It helps the channel grow and reach more people seeking personal growth. So, are you ready to take control of your destiny? Remember, discipline isn't about perfection. It's about consistent progress. Every small, uncomfortable victory brings you closer to a more meaningful and fulfilled life. The future is in your hands. What will you do with it? See you in the next video. Until then, stay resilient and keep building the best version of yourself. Fortiter et Fide Leader. With courage and loyalty to your journey,